Hey, mascot. You know, in NASCAR, there's an old saying that goes, rubbin' is racin'.
Oh yeah? Well, I have an old saying that goes, if you rub me the wrong way, I'll stick my foot right up your...
Hey, what's up, YouTube land? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class ROADBUSTER. So here we are, and there he is, our first wrecker, so let's get right down to it. First, we will take a quick look at the packaging. Here you got a nice picture of ROADBUSTER. Yes, he is an Autobot. Here are the tech specs. Here is the obligatory product shot, and there is the bio if you want to read it. And if you don't want to read it, I don't care! That's right. But anyway, moving right along. Here is ROADBUSTER, who is the number 88 Chevy Impala SS, driven by Dale Earnhardt Jr. for Rick Hendrick Motorsports. And, yeah, pretty accurate representation of the car. We'll take the mech tech weapon off for now. And very, very sparse on the sponsor decals. Obviously, you got AMP, National Guard, AMP Energy, the Dale Earnhardt Jr. across the roof line there. And that's pretty much it as far as sponsor decals go. They just put the bare minimum, the Sprint Cup Series logo right there. And just not really all that much going on there as far as sponsor decals. And one thing that bugs me, this is just a little minor gripe, it really bugs me when people call this a NASCAR. I don't know why. This is not a NASCAR. It is a stock car. A stock car that drives on the NASCAR circuits. It's not a stock car. It's not a NASCAR. It's not a slot car. It is a stock car. Okay? You got that, people? You don't call football players NFLs, okay? This is not a NASCAR. I'm sorry, it's a little thing that just been grating at my soul ever since this figure came out. But anywho, that's pretty much it there. Just do a quick comparison. Here we got him with Movie 1 Deluxe Bumblebee. You can see how these stack up there. So there you have that. And just because I can, we'll bring in the real deal. That's right. 1/24 to scale NASCAR diecast! Damn straight. Now obviously a lot of people have asked, well, why aren't all these sponsor decals on the toy? Well, my guess is because this would probably be a licensing nightmare. It would probably be a lot more trouble and hassle than it would be worth to get all of these logos on this toy. So I guess they pretty much figured, well, we got AMP, we got National Guard, which are Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s two primary sponsors. That's pretty much all we need. We don't need all these contingency and associate sponsors. Just stick with the main sponsors. Stick with the primary sponsors and you'll pretty much get your point across. You'll notice Dale Earnhardt Jr., and that's basically it. But there you have that. Now here you have the mech tech weapon. And one of my favorite mech tech weapons. See here in this mode, it's just a pistol, and then when you pull the lever back, you get a chainsaw. A nice silver painted chainsaw. So I guess you can just sit here and annoy everyone around you. Right, honey? She still hates these things. But now this is definitely one mech tech weapon that I wish could lock out, because I really do like this chainsaw. And I guess conceivably you could lock this out if you just kind of wedge something in there. Or just pull out the spring altogether, I guess. You just take it apart and pull out the spring. I guess you could do that too, but then you got the mech tech weapon, and it plugs right up here on the roof. So you got that going. Sorry, I can't resist. Now he does have mech tech ports on either side here on the door panels, but unfortunately you cannot use these mech tech ports because when you push in this mech tech port, it actually pushes out a green piece, and I'll show you that when I get to robot mode. It pushes out a green piece, and in this mode, as you can see, everything's really compacted in there, very tight, and that piece just has no room to move. So you can't, unfortunately, use these side MechTech ports. Now, obviously another complaint that people have is the fact that this is not, the weaponized mode that you see in the movie, and you can kinda, maybe, sorta, kinda get a kind of quasi-weaponized mode out of it. If you bring out the missile racks, you can do that, and do that, maybe, if you believe in fairies and your heart is pure, maybe, that can be a weaponized mode, I guess. I don't know. It's worth a shot. Why not? I dare to say it. But that's basically it. And then one thing I should mention, let me bring in the diecast again. If you notice here, the body style on the diecast is a lot different than the body style on this toy, just because this is the body style from the first year that the Car of Tomorrow was introduced, and since then the body style of the Chevys have been redesigned. You can see they don't have this big wing in the back now. They went back to the traditional spoiler, and the front nose section has been redesigned, but just thought I'd throw that in there. I'm sure you don't care, those of you who don't watch NASCAR, but I care, damn it! But I think that's pretty much it for this mode, so let's just get down to transformation, shall we? Let's! So first thing you want to do is take this rear section here, just bring that up, take the side panels, bring them out and up. Then you want to take this section here of the hood and just snap it up like that. You want to grab the legs, bring them out. You want to take this whole section here and rotate it like that. You want to take this front nose section here, fold it up, take the hood section and fold that up like that. Now you're going to bring this whole backpack in. And you see here there are two notches right there, and these pegs are going to slide right in there. They're going to slide right into his back. Oh, that sounded just filthy. God, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. You want to take these pieces of the hood here, just bring them in. You want to take these pieces on his arms, bring them up. You want to split the legs, rotate them forward, bring the feet out. Now the instructions do tell you to take this green part here and just do this, which doesn't really make much difference, but I do it just because. Now you take these top portions here, and you bring it out, you bring it forward and over that wheel. You bring it out, forward over that wheel. It does have a peg here, and it's meant to peg into the rims here, but it doesn't really stay. Get your arms straightened out. And there you have it. There is ROADBUSTER in robot mode. Now the missile pods, basically you can do whatever you want with them. You can leave them like this if you want, or you can take them and extend them out, which can be a little pain in the buttocks sometimes. You can take them and extend them out if you want, and they're on a double hinge here, so you got good range of motion. You kind of angle them however you want. You might just kind of bring them up like that. And there's this little wing here that you could pop up and finish off the look. So there you have them fully decked out. And then you can take the MechTech weapon, and here I can show you, as you push in the MechTech weapon, you'll see this green bit here come out. And that piece has no clearance whatsoever when it's in vehicle mode. So now he's got his MechTech weapon. Again, I'm sorry, I can't resist. Forgive me, honey. Forgive me. But there you have that. Now, for the head sculpt, I think it's pretty cool. He is wearing a baseball cap. He is wearing sunglasses. And yeah, he does have, he does have the robo mullet going on, but I still think it looks pretty cool. And the light piping does work pretty damn well on this guy. So very cool. Obviously, the one major gripe is just the total lack of paint here. It's just, this is all just unpainted gray plastic, and that's the only thing that really sucks about this figure. But it's not enough to make me hate on the figure, but again, it just seems to be the status quo with Dark of the Moon. It's just the really just blatant lack of paint. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are on ball joints. You get an elbow, you get a bicep swivel. Hips are on a ball joint. You get your knee joint. You also get a swivel, and you get a little up and down movement on the feet. And you also have clip points here. You have clip points right underneath the hands, and you also have clip points inside the missile racks right here. So you can give him some extra weapons if you want. But all in all, though, he is definitely a cool figure. Now, for comparison, here he is with Movie 1, Deluxe Bumblebee. And you can see he is a bit shorter, probably about a head shorter than Bumblebee. And again, just because I can, I'll bring in the diecast. And one thing that did give me such a sense of satisfaction was the fact that they didn't make the Wreckers sound like hicks. You know, people swore up and down that just because these were NASCARs, that they were going to make them sound like hillbillies, and I was so happy when they started talking, and they sounded Irish or Scottish or something. I don't know what the accent was, but it made me happy. It just made me tingle down in my fun place. Just because they didn't make them the stereotype. That made me happy and made a lot of people just have to eat their words. I loved it. I loved it. But back to ROADBUSTER. I think he's a cool figure. Again, I'm a little biased here because I am a NASCAR fan, and the fact that we now have NASCAR Transformers, to me, is just awesome. Again, the lack of paint does hurt the figure, but it's not enough to make me hate it. And yeah, he does have a big chunk of the car just hanging off his arms, and he has a lot of the car hanging off his back, but again, it's little nitpicks, but again, not enough to make me hate on the figure. I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're a NASCAR fan. This is the thing to have. Some NASCAR race cars that actually transform into robots, I think is awesome. So I think he's definitely worth picking up. But I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class ROADBUSTER, and this is EmGo, rolling out.
Hey, ROADBUSTER, you just defeated the Decepticons and saved the world. What have you got to say?
Well, I'm very happy. This is a great victory. I will say that I have to thank my pit crew because they got me out on the battlefield as quickly and efficiently as possible. And I definitely have to thank my sponsors, Amp Energy and the National Guard, and Jake's Rib Shack, and Tommy's Tools, and Rasmussen's Buffalo Palace, and Picard's Casino, and Jerry's Jerk Hut, and Shock Blast Spark Plugs, and Nelson's Neckties, and Shiva's Hair Salon, and Odin's Horse Rental, and Konkachka's Cake Factory, and Larry's Lab Rat Emporium, and Creo's Crab Shack, the only crabs you won't be ashamed to say you've had.
Such shameless promotion.
Yeah. But you know what would really hit the spot right now? An ice-cold Coca-Cola.
Not to mention an Arnold Palmer's iced tea.